How do you know there isn't something interesting hidden in your house right now? Maybe in the basement, the attic, or even in the washing machine. In today's video, we've gathered a bunch of stories of household discoveries that you'll never forget. Like many 90s kids, this guy lived by the motto, "Gotta catch 'em all," and collected Pokemon cards. 25 years later, he found his collection in the attic and, along with a dose of nostalgia, ended up with $40,000. Sometimes real treasures can show up in Grandpa's garage, like this legendary 1974 De Tomaso Pantera worth almost $100,000. This supercar sat untouched for 40 years. Apparently, it was one of those impulse buys you'd never use, but can't bring yourself to sell. It all started like an action-adventure movie. A grandmother leaves her grandson some family relics, but never gets the chance to tell him where she hid them. The search could have dragged on for months, but a team of people with metal detectors scoured the property and, slowly but surely, found the treasure cache. Happy hunting. It's not every day that a 4.56 billion-year-old meteorite falls into someone's house. This space rock, as old as the solar system itself, punched through the roof of a home in New Jersey. Luckily, no one was hurt, and the meteorite itself will be sent to a museum. Shocking! Cleaning out the garage almost blew up the whole town. The homeowner found 50 sticks of dynamite that were 60 years old. No one knows why his grandfather kept them, but all the residents had to be evacuated so the explosives could be safely neutralized. During renovations in an old apartment building in Budapest, workers found 60 kilograms of secret German documents from 1944. Now, descendants can learn more about their relatives and preserve the names of those who never made it out of the ghetto. One man was digging a well when the whole thing turned into a discovery. He pulled a massive chunk of copper out of the ground where it had been forming for hundreds of years. This guy was digging a trench in his yard when he stumbled upon a mysterious rusty case, and inside were 10 shells that were already about 100 years old. The chances of finding 2 fighter jets in your grandfather's backyard are slim, but never zero. No one realized that a Frank Abagnale-level con artist had lived in this house until it was being torn down. Hidden inside were professional seals and engraved plates with coats of arms for forging Soviet-era documents. But who the person actually was is still a mystery. Only in Yakutia can you be working in your garden and accidentally dig up mammoth tusks more than 10,000 years old. And only on our channel can you see many more amazing finds like this. So subscribe.
The last mammoth. Wow!
Along with his country property, this man also got an armored personnel carrier. The APC had been buried for 80 years, and after a safety inspection, it'll be sent to a museum. We've already seen secret rooms. Now take a look at a secret bar. No one had been here for about 80 years, but during Prohibition, this place was definitely popular. A guy from Kazakhstan was digging in his backyard when he came across a stone slab with unusual patterns. What is it? An 18th century sarcophagus or a ritual site? The question is still open. A clever grandfather left his grandson documents for 4 gold bars instead of the gold itself. But after a 2-day quest across the property, he finally got the result he was hoping for. Chris bought a new house in Middlesbrough but had no idea he would find a bunker in the garden. It had been flooded for 40 years because the previous residents used the space to water the garden. But now it would be nice to restore the whole thing, just in case. This family discovered they were living in a museum. During renovations, they found an entire treasure trove inside the walls. Just look at this rare 1937 Kalamazoo Gazette. Inside the tube were also posters, paintings, and maps from the beginning of the last century in perfect condition. And as a bonus, there were old coins and jewelry. It all looks completely unreal, and the owners can't believe their house kept this secret for decades. When you move into a new house, you usually want to invite friends over for a housewarming party. But this guy may need to invite the Winchester brothers. In the attic and basement, he found all kinds of occult stuff, from a creepy cross to a black box with a Ouija board. Next come the strange noises and voices at night, but if he gets ahead of it now, he still has a chance not to become the plot of a supernatural horror movie. What can you find behind a mirror? Maybe an entrance to another world? A safe full of treasure? Or a collection of alcohol from the 70s. Well, aged champagne ain't bad either. This girl picked up a beautiful dresser from the side of the road, but the finds didn't end there. Inside were some old rings. Do you think she should look for the owner? A bathroom renovation partly paid for itself when the owners unexpectedly found several 100,000 yen bills and a 10-ounce silver bar inside the wall. While renovating a 500-year-old house, an Englishman found a secret tunnel behind the library wall leading to a safe. After a few attempts, they got it open. Inside were books from 1848 about the history of the house and a letter from the Marquess of Northampton from 1837. It must have been important if someone hid it in that wall. For decades, farmers had been growing grapes above a Roman villa that archaeologists had been searching for more than a century. The 1,700-year-old mosaic was lying just 1 meter underground and was perfectly preserved. But there could be even more finds deeper down. In Grandma's attic, you can find more than just junk. You might find a 2,000-year-old mummy. A 10-year-old boy was playing in the house when he found 3 strange boxes. Inside were a mummy, a clay funerary mask, and a vessel for storing internal organs. It turned out that 70 years ago, his grandfather brought this souvenir back from Africa and forgot about it. Old age, I guess. Workers found a creepy old painting hidden under the ceiling, and something tells me people don't hide things like that for no reason. I hope they didn't wake up some kind of ghost. When this man found his grandma's jewelry box, he had no idea it would be this interesting. Inside was beautiful costume jewelry more than 60 years old and a lovely onyx locket. Nothing valuable, you might say. The value of these things is in the stories they carry. And now the jewelry will start a new chapter because his wife is gonna wear it. This story feels like the plot of The Best Offer. A man found the original Norman Rockwell painting Breaking Home Ties behind a wall in his artist father's house. For years, a copy was believed to be the original, and it seems his father may have painted that copy himself. And who knows how many more secrets like that are out there. Maybe even the Mona Lisa isn't real. No wonder all the neighbors are gathering around, because this man found an Anglo-Saxon cruciform brooch on his property that's around 1,200 years old. These builders opened a time capsule that was almost 100 years old.